It's Max versus Lewis. No, I'm not talking about that little single-seater championship taking place right now between Verstappen and Hamilton. I'm talking about Hart versus Kent. This is the Goodyear Touring Car Trophy and TCR UK at Castle Combe. And just before the chaps head out to the racetrack for the action, let's have a little recap of what happened last time out at Silverstone. The 2021 Goodyear Touring Car Trophy and TCR UK started with a bang last time out at Silverstone. Race number 1 saw Max Hart pick up where he left off in 2020 by guiding his Hyundai i30 home to a win. Hot on his heels was a certain reigning TCR UK champion Lewis Kent, and Darren Lewis completed the top 3 driving the ex-British touring car Mercedes A-Class of Team Hard. Race 2 saw the grid reversed from the start, and Dan Kirby made an absolute humdinger of a start off the line, shooting into first place. However, that lead didn't last, as in the end it was Lewis Kent who took the victory in race 2, closely followed by Max Hart, and Dan taking a very good 3rd place. So as we head to this weekend's racing at Castle Combe, it's Max and Lewis vying for that top spot of the championship, with Dan Kirby in 3rd position. So let's get back to Castle Combe and back to the racing. As we're waiting for the first race to start here at Castle Combe, I'm going to take you for a little tour around what it's like to be behind the scenes of the Goodyear Touring Car Trophy and TCR UK. So first of all, the Goodyear chaps. Hello chaps. There we go, nothing worse than being forced to wave. And this is where they look after the tyres, do things with the rims, all that kind of thing that I've got no idea that they really do. I just try and sound like I know what I'm talking about. And then as we go through the teams, so we've got PMR on the chaps, and there we have Simon at PMR, we have Mr. Paul O'Neill himself. There you go, remaining a safe distance from each other, of course. But the real stars are the cars, of course. So PMR, who put in a rather solid performance in qualifying this morning. So there we have Jack Constable, who starts on 2nd. And then Mr. Dan Kirby, who is currently 3rd in the championship, but will be starting on 3rd position in the grid as he heads into race 1 of the 2nd weekend. And then follow me down. Here we have the Kents, who of course are on the Goodyear Touring Car Trophy and TCR UK highlights quite a bit, because they do quite well. They do very well, in fact. Lewis and his brother Bradley starting 4th and 5th for the first race. And then we move over, just getting out the way of Formula Ford there. And then we have the rather conspicuous Vauxhall Astra there of Mr. Wilson of DW Racing. I quite like that, I think it's nice. But then again, I do like being a little bit on the flamboyant side. And then Mr. Winfield, Mr. Bruce Winfield there with another very, very, very loud livery in a Cupra TCR spec car for Area Motorsport. And we have the pole sitter, Mr. Max Hart, just having himself a bite to eat, prepping himself to start on pole. Very big congratulations to him. The race, of course, you will watch very shortly right here on Is It Fast. We've got the Team Hard boys running 3 ex-British touring cars. So these are the TCTs, and they are very successful cars in their own right when they were at the British Touring Car Championship, going round and round in circles there. And then as we reach the end of the touring car shrubbery maze, the Motus One chaps and chapettes, you can just see there again that Cupra TCR car that does so well in this championship and looks so great. And then Maximum Motorsports, Mr. Kite, who is a Castle Combe expert. This is his home track. And then the pole sitter for race 1, Max Hart's Hyundai i30N TCR, ready to do the business. And with that, it concludes our tour of the behind the scenes here at Castle Combe, and we'll head to the pit lane as the cars line up for race number 1. one of those drivers is going to be on top of that podium over there. And to do that, we need to hand over to the commentary team of Paul O'Neill and Andy, all the way up there in the commentary box. So over to you, lads, and over to the racing.
Round number 3 then of the Maximum Networks VW Racing Cup incorporating the Goodyear Touring Car Trophy and TCR UK is about to get underway. Max Hart with all of that success ballast starting from pole position. He is on the left of shot. On the right is Jack Constable. The red lights are about to go on. We're ready to go racing for the first time here today at Castle Combe. Who gets into that first corner first? The lights go out. Now we're away and racing up towards Avon Rise. They go. Jack Constable looks like he's away pretty well from the outside of row number 1. Max Hart tries to come across and cover him, but the Cupra has got the better acceleration, gets his nose alongside. That will be the outside line for Quarry, but Constable was carrying some serious momentum, and he's done it. Constable has the lead as they head towards Quarry for the first time. Hart is second, and Lewis Kent already is into third position ahead of Dan Kirby. Bit of contact between the leaders. Sideways for Kirby on the outside line. Daryl Wilson is through into fourth position, whilst Jack Depper from the lead of the VW Racing Cup goes wide. Well, Paul, that was a lively start, but Jack Constable knew how important it would be to get ahead of Max Hart early.
He really did, didn't he? And he got away ever so well. I'm a bit concerned about Jack Constable's start. I seen a reflection in the commentary box, and it looked like he was moving before everyone else. I don't want to throw him under the bus, but I must say I didn't see anyone else moving, so he might have had an exceptional start, and other people didn't. But doesn't matter at the minute because he's in the lead. And I tell you what, Max Hart's already flashing his lights. He knows he's got Kent behind him, and Kent will want him for dinner.
Well, that's the big story here, isn't it? Because Max Hart has gone backwards, Lewis Kent has gone forwards. They've met in the middle now. That's Alex Kite out wide. There's a car going to spin in the background, I think, as they came out of the final corner. Did they save it? No, they've got around, and unfortunately Will Powell's involved in that as well. It's a multi-car incident. Alex Kite, I fear that might be pulling off to the left-hand side of the road as well. One of the Cupras, I didn't quite spot which one it was. It was Alex Kite, I think, who ran wide out of Camp Corner, lost control and was collected, presumably, by the luckless Will Powell and Alex Kite. What a shame. We had such high hopes for him. I noticed he'd had a decent start as well. Sadly, though, he's out at the start of lap 2.
What a nightmare. That looked like cold rear tyres, didn't it? Or maybe cold front tyres. The car just left the circuit and was attached to the grass, come back on. I didn't catch the back end of it, but it looked like a proper tank slapper, and mine and yours, where the car has just tried to go one way and then the other. And Will Powell as well, you said. So the camera car for us is out. What total disaster, total disaster.
The safety car is out, unsurprisingly, with 2 cars at the side of the road at one of the fastest parts of the circuit. I'm not actually that disappointed about that, though, because it gives us a chance to catch our breath after what was a really, really interesting start. Right then, some hard racing about to resume now with half the race gone, still 10 more minutes to go, and Jack Constable is really backing the field up. Now he steps on the gas, but he's not really pulled much of a gap there, has he, on Max Hart? Hart will be right on his rear bumper as they come out of Camp Corner. No overtaking before they cross the line, which they've now done. They head through Folly, up Avon Rise, and Max Hart tries to get himself within striking distance here before, potentially, he ends up coming under pressure himself from his big championship rival. Bruce Winfield does a bit of rally crossing going up the hill, onto the brakes, through Quarry. Max Hart, even with that ballast there, seemed late on the brakes and closed right back in on the race leader, as Dan Kirby has a big, big go up the inside now of Daryl Wilson.
That was nearly a Brucey bonus that you didn't want that, wasn't it? Right across the rear wheels, like the dampers do not want to be flung up in the air like that, especially across the grasses. This circuit looks very dusty, doesn't it? I know the cars are maybe cutting the curbs a bit, but quite dusty, isn't it? I think from the races we've had before, as Daryl Wilson's being attacked now, but he closes that off, isn't it? And that's Dan Kirby trying to go down the inside of him. But well, look at that. Kent's getting hung out to dry there. There's a lot going on, isn't there, in the middle of that pack?
But look at the gap there. It's 2.5 seconds between Hart in second and Kent in third. And that is brilliant news for Max Hart. It means he's under no pressure from behind. And that was, I think, possibly Bruce Winfield again getting on the grass. Daryl Wilson, though, up the inside of Lewis Kent for third place. Into Quarry Corner they go. Out of Quarry Corner, the Hyundai tries to fight back. There's a bit of door panel bashing as they go towards the chicane. Daryl Wilson is not backing down from this fight.
He really isn't, is he? That was a great move, that. But I'll tell you what, Lewis Kent is having a nightmare. Something's going on with him. He's like 2.1 seconds slower than the front two. I don't know whether he can't get his tyres up to temperature or what, but an absolute nightmare for him there, as he's definitely, I'm thinking, lost that place as they come through the second chicane, maybe.
Yes, we'll find out now. Here come the race leaders then, down towards the final corner at Camp Corner. And it is still Constable from Max Hart. But what's going on behind it is Wilson third then, Lewis Kent fourth, Dan Kirby is fifth, and Bruce Winfield is still there, which quite frankly is a victory for him after that huge moment that he had going up through Avon Rise on both of the previous 2 laps. He didn't scare himself enough the first time, so he took even more grass the next time round. Let's see if he stays on the black stuff this time.
This circuit has produced what we thought it would, and that is high-speed battles and coming, you know, toe-to-toe with people over those bumps and those curbs. He's pretty much a lead change, so into the lead is Max Hart.
Yeah, so Max Hart then out the back of the circuit has got through ahead of Jack Constable for the race lead. And Max Hart, there's a bit of damage. Look to the front of the car. Now, I'm no Inspector Clouseau, but I reckon there might have been a bit of an assist there as he went through. But we'll wait and see what's said about that after the race, shall we? For now, Max Hart is trying to make good his escape. He's got the clear air. He may be in the heavier, in theory, slower car, but he clearly has the speed now to get away. Right, Max has got the lead. He's getting away from Constable now as well. So a race win for Lewis, his big championship rival, looks on the cards. Essential now, isn't it, for Lewis to try, it's damage limitation really, score all the points that he can, try and lessen the damage that's being done to him by Max Hart in the championship. Mindful all the time, of course, is Lewis, that in race 2, we've got this partially reversed grid. So even if he finishes behind Max in this race, he'll start ahead of him in race 2.
Right, breaking news. Oh, 10-second penalty for car 11, which is Jack Constable. So that's what we were chatting about. It did look like a jump start, but the end of the race is coming up.
Yes, indeed. Now, Darrell Wilson, I think, made a mistake there. Through bobbies, and there's contact at Camp Corner. The checkered flag, though, has gone out, I believe. And it is Max Hart that takes the victory. Jack Constable second, but third place was just, and I mean just, Darrell Wilson by, well, let's have a look. So Wilson by a quarter of a second over Lewis Kent fourth, who was 63 one-thousandths of a second ahead of his brother Bradley in fifth, who got past Bruce Winfield on the final lap. So, well, what a dramatic battle that was there for third position. Some really terrific racing.
What a touring car race that was, and the drama didn't stop when the checkered flag was waved. So after the race was finished and everybody went back to Parc Fermé, Max Hart had crossed the line first at the time. However, it was later decided that there was a technical infringement and he was disqualified from race 1 and his points taken away. So that means that Darrell Wilson, promoted from second to first, takes his first ever TCR UK win. A massive congratulations to him. Obviously down the field everybody then goes up a section, so Lewis finishing in second and Bradley Kent finishing in third to round out the podium. A special mention to Bruce Winfield, who drove one heck of a race there, and to Darren Lewis, who is the #1 driver in the touring car trophy, piloting the Mercedes A-Class former BTCC car of Team Hard. This season we have partnered with Results Hub. All motorsport results all in one place. Head over to resultshub.com and sign up completely for free, where you can stay up to date with all your favourite racing championships from all over the globe. Update your profile with the racing championships that really get your engine revving to ensure that you don't miss a single result. From free practice to the races themselves, keep up with every single result, including this year's Goodyear Touring Car Trophy and TCR UK Championship. Is it fast? Find out at Results Hub. As we wait patiently between race 1 and race 2 at Castle Combe, have you ever wondered, what is the TCR? Well, we took a trip to visit Essex and Kent to help you answer that question. What is the TCR? Well, the TCR is touring car racing that takes place all over the world. So in the rainy UK, for example, all the way to the sunny climes of the World Touring Car Championship at the very top of the pyramid. You have manufacturers that take part. So you have Hyundai, all the way through to Peugeot, Lada, Audi, you name it, they produce cars in their factories to go racing. But they're homologated specials, so essentially they are cousins of the road-going cars. In the front, you find yourself 2 litres of petrol-powered goodness, producing 350 horsepower, powered through the front wheels, but essentially they're very similar to what you find on the road. Aerodynamics are slightly different, but the parts are all interchangeable, and only really tyres make a difference, as well as the chaps and chapettes behind the wheel. In this case, this Hyundai i30 belongs to reigning TCR UK champion Lewis Kent. But if I take you on a little look just very quickly inside, I wouldn't recommend taking it to the shops. They've taken everything out. Sequential gearbox there, just to make it go in the right direction and make you go quickly. But other than that, TCR is the touring car phenomenon that is rightly taking over the world. And with that, back to the racing.
Right then, round number 4 of the Maximum Networks VW Racing Cup, incorporating the Goodyear Touring Car Trophy and TCR UK. It's the world's longest championship name, but yes, earlier on today produced an absolute thriller. Let's see what round number 4 has in store for us. The lights go out, we're away and racing. Darren Lewis on the left, Bruce Winfield on the right. I think Winfield might have got the jump as they head towards the first corner. He's just about got his nose ahead on the outside line. Further back, keep an eye on Max Hart as he tries to fight his way through the pack. They all descend upon Quarry for the first time. This could end in tears. Darren Lewis on the inside, round the outside Winfield. Jack Constable out of nowhere is challenging for third round the outside of Bradley Kent. What a demon start he's had, and there's a gap on the inside almost for second place. It doesn't quite work. Danny Crevet has a bit of a moment, whilst Jack Depper and Ollie Turner have already got themselves to the front of the VW Racing Cup part of the field. Bradley Kent tries to have a go at the inside of Winfield. This is the trouble for Bruce now. He's had his little shot at getting past Darren Lewis, and now he's attacking and defending at the same time.
So his brother's passed him. Lewis has got the move done. Bradley may have lifted and come out of that, but this could be a win here, couldn't it, for Lewis?
Max Hart is 6th, Paul. He is 6th already, and the more these leaders squabble, the more he's got a shot of getting in the fight for the race victory. Lewis Kent almost into the back of Bruce Winfield for second. There, look in the background, Dan Kirby, Max Hart, both from the back of the grid, are catching the leaders at a fast rate of knots. Jack Constable, by the way, is down in 12th place for some reason, but has set the fastest lap of the race. So something's happened to Constable. Clearly, though, the car is still working well. Here they come. We've got them all together again now. Darren Lewis starting to stretch away. Winfield second, really feeling the heat now.
Yeah, Lewis is gone, isn't he? And that looks like a move. Is that job done? Ooh. On the grass and down the inside, Lewis Kent. How have you done that? Your differential must be amazing. Bring your brother with you.
Oh, he has as well. Bradley Kent squeezes through. I'm not convinced Lewis was entirely on the racetrack there, and I'm pretty sure that will be what Bruce Winfield's saying. Oh, Dan Kirby's engine's let go again. Look at that. Oh, is that bodywork, actually? Oh, I think there's been contact, hasn't there? Possibly between Kirby and Winfield, because Winfield has dropped back behind Max Hart, and Dan Kirby, we add him now to the list of unlucky
Look at that
drivers.
Front left. That looks like a strut or something has let go, drive shaft or something. That was a lot of oil. I think that was maybe the gearbox getting pulled apart, and we'll have to see, but is that contact? Because there was a bit of damage there on the body, wasn't there?
Another race to forget for Dan. 2 non-finishes here from Castle Combe. At the front of the field then, Darren Lewis leads. Lewis Kent is second. His brother Bradley is third. Max Hart is 4th already, and we're going to see soon, I think, just how close he is. He's dropped a bit of time to the leading 3, but every lap that Darren Lewis leads, with the greatest of respect, is going to play into the hands of people like Max Hart behind.
Definitely, and we're going to see what minerals Max Hart's got here, because this is his time to shine, to get back on terms. And I tell you what, that Mercedes A-Class is bending off for its life. He's in the tow.
And here comes Lewis then. He's in the slipstream heading up the hill, but Darren Lewis will know how to defend here. Lewis Kent tries to get up the inside. I don't think there was room, though. Darren is going to have to really concentrate now. He's got 15 minutes to go. Danny Crevet goes rally crossing, coming across the start-finish line. Kept his foot in it there, didn't he?
Yeah, but that's going to be an overheating issue. That thing is full of grass. You've got to keep an eye out. Oh, is that Byrne?
Yeah, that's Kite ahead of Byrne for 7th now then. So Alex Kite continues his forward progress. So does Jack Constable, by the way, into 10th position now.
But let me tell you something, as the move looks like he's got to get it done, because Max Hart has took 1.6 seconds out of them all. Look at him. He's got a bit of damage on the front right, actually, as he's done him round the outside for the lead.
Wow, round the outside at Camp Corner. That can't be done, can it? And it's delayed Darren Lewis as well. So Bradley Kent is up the inside for 2nd place. This is costing them time, though. Max Hart in 4th has the fastest lap of the race, and on the previous lap was a full 2nd quicker than Lewis Kent, who is now the race leader. Bradley Kent is brother 2nd. Now what do you do if you're Bradley Kent? You've never won one of these races before. It's only your 4th ever TCR race, and the man you've got to beat is your brother. It's a Hyundai. 1, 2, 3. Lewis Kent, Bradley Kent, Max Hart. Hart is the quicker of the 3. This is going to get tasty, isn't it? Still 13 minutes of this race to go, and he's come from the back of the grid to 3rd place, Paul, and only 1.2 seconds off the lead. Bradley and Lewis Kent both dive up the inside of Russell Joyce, that is, isn't it? The number 72 car. and head into Camp Corner. Both of them compromised a bit there. Both had to go into Camp Corner on a slightly tighter line than they'd like. What are the lap times going to be then? A 1:08.4 for the leader, 1:08.4 for second place, 1:08.3 for Max Hart. So he wasn't that much quicker that time, was he?
No. Oh, change for the lead. Wowzers. Great move down the inside. There's no team orders, and that's going to be another switchback.
Oh, they're side by side, are they? No, Bradley has done it. Bradley Kent, who is only in his 4th ever race in a touring car, and he has just taken the race lead from his reigning championship winning brother. Wow, I did not see that coming. That is Constable's car, which I'm hoping has found the escape road down at Bobby's, the second chicane, because, yeah, it looks like it has. So yellow flag's out for now whilst he gets out of the car, but they shouldn't have to stay there for the rest of the race. Darrell Wilson, the Green Astra, forces Will Butler onto the grass over Avon Rise, and Alex Kite says, thank you very much, I'll just nip up the inside and steal that 6th place back. So they're still actually in the order they crossed the line, with Wilson 5th, Kite 6th and Butler 7th, but that was very, very close. Not the place to be on the grass there. And Bradley Kent is coming down towards the final turn. What a historic moment this is. His brother Lewis is the reigning TCR UK champion. Bradley Kent, in only his 4th ever race in the category, is a winner. He wins round number 4 of the Maximum Networks VW Racing Cup, incorporating the Goodyear Touring Car Trophy and, most importantly, TCR UK. Wow, he will be so happy. And a 1-2 for the team as well. Lewis Kent in second. Max Hart, a valiant chase, but 3rd place in the end.
After the excitement and drama of race 1, race 2 didn't exactly disappoint, did it? Plenty of bashing and boshing around as the chaps went round on Castle Combe's famous fast circuit. And we see Bradley Kent bringing home his Hyundai i30N to get his maiden victory in the Goodyear Touring Car Trophy and TCR UK, leading his brother home as Lewis Kent finished 2nd in this race. Max Hart, who battled his way up the grid, finishing a very, very respectable 3rd. Bruce Winfield again driving one heck of a race, and Alex Kite, the Castle Combe homeboy, bringing home his car for a very, very respectable 5th. What do these results do to the overall championship standing after 4 rounds of racing? Well, Lewis Kent is in control of the Goodyear Touring Car Trophy and TCR UK, sitting atop of the standings with 92 points. There's then a rather large gap between him and 2nd place, which is held by Max Hart with 69 points, and Max finds himself in a Kent sandwich as Bradley Kent sits 3rd in the championships with 64 points. One thing is for sure, as we head to a bumper weekend at Brands Hatch, there is still plenty to play for in the Goodyear Touring Car Trophy and TCR UK. As another weekend draws to a close here at the Goodyear Touring Car Trophy and TCR, what a few rounds of racing we have had. But make sure that you join us live and the highlights right here on Is It Fast as we take you to Brands Hatch for the next exciting, exhilarating rounds of this championship. Thank you very much for watching, and we shall catch you next time at Brands Hatch.